how about we do, you pick up 4 of them, and your win condition appears. Your exit appears. You can get out, which is, we're okay with that. So what we're going to do is, now, we've been using, you might want to save Command-S if you haven't yet. We've been using the built-in attributes that come with all the actors. What we're going to do now is we're going to create our own. You guys ready? You amped? Are you amped? I know you're amped. So check this out. You see attributes right here? We're going to click on that. And then you're going to see the default things that come loaded in GameSalad. You don't need any of this right now. Don't worry about it. So everyone see the plus? Click on that. So we're going to add a game attribute. So a game attribute is something we can access anywhere in the game. We can access it anywhere. Now, check this out. We have attribute type. We have Boolean. Everybody say Boolean with me. Boolean. That goes for you too. Nah, I don't believe so. A Boolean is like an on-off switch. It can only ever be true or false. All right, we have text, which is text. We have an integer. Failed math class, so it's okay. Integer has no decimals. Real number has decimals. And then we have angle and index. Angle is degrees, and index we don't need right now. So what we're going to do is we are going to create an integer. So what we want to do is every time you get a gem, it counts up. When it's counting at a particular number, we'll spawn something. All right, so what we want is something to count up to a particular number. So like every time you get a gem, it goes, you have 1 gem, 2 gem, 3 gem, 4 gem, spawn. Okay, so we'll make an integer, we'll hit choose. Yeah, you can see right to the right of it what you made. It's okay if you made a real number too, as long as it's a number. All right, so that says new attribute. Does it saying new attribute help us in any way? No, it doesn't. We need to know what it is. So we'll just click on it and hit gem counter. So what we're going to do is every time we hit or we touch a gem, the gem counter goes up by 1. So where would we have that happen?
The original gem.
Yes, because we already have a collide with player there, so we can just put it in with the rest of the stuff. So let's go in. And we have all our stuff right here. And now, what we're going to do is, with attributes, we have 2 different behaviors. You'll see we have change attribute, and we have constrain attribute. So change attribute will only go once. Constrain attribute will keep going. So what we want is just change. So I'll go to change, bring it over here. Now we've got 2 slots. We have what we want and what we want to change it to. All right, so what we're going to do is I'll click on the dots, and we'll go, and this will be in game because this is a game attribute. If you scroll down, you'll find your gem counter. Now, here's the thing. What if I just do this? 1.
It's going to keep on just changing to 1 every time it does it.
Exactly. So again, computers are stupid till you tell it what to do. Did we tell it to add? No. Now, this is how it's phrased. So this might get a little like confusing, so just watch me do it, and then we'll do it twice together. So if I hit the E right here, it'll bring me into the expression editor. It's the same thing. All I have to do is hit this down arrow, and I go to game, find my gem counter, and double click on it. It'll put it in there, and you just say +1, or 2, or 3, whatever floats your boat. So what this does is, this takes your existing value and adds 1 to it. So if gem counter's 2, it'll say 2 + 1, 3. Yeah, literally that's it. So this works with like all math. You can divide, subtract, square root. If you really want to get crazy, look at all these crazy math functions. We're not going to do that. Don't worry. Don't panic. When you're done, if you like it, hit the checkbox. If you don't, hit the red. And there we go. So it'll be in there. And then we can just say, hey, add to gem counter. Voila. So now every time you pick up a gem, it'll add to the counter. Now, here's the thing. How do I know what my counter is?
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, that might be a problem, right? So what we're going to do is, a nice trick that I found in GameSalad is you make an actor, we'll make it invisible, and it essentially handles all the functions in the scene, like the stuff that doesn't fit in like normal actors. It's kind of like the catch-all. So what I'll do is I'll make a new actor. I'll call it, I don't know, I'll call it like game functions. And what we'll do is I'll drag it in, and it's kind of like a big white blob right now, but that's fine. I'm going to go into game functions and check this out. There is a behavior called display text. So if you scroll down and drag that in loose, it is display text. All right. So display text will display whatever text you want, obviously. Everybody's used Microsoft Word? Yeah, so we're familiar with the align, the paragraph things, font size. It's the same, don't worry about it. So the only thing, if you want to mess with, is position, and direction doesn't really matter. But position is X and Y. So we all know X and Y coordinates. X is horizontal, Y is vertical. So if you want to mess with that, by all means. But what I'm just going to do is I'm going to go into the E, and I'm going to say, show me gem counter. And let's go in the color too. So I'll just go into color real quick and just kind of change this. Make it like black and transparent. So it looks cool. So all I did was go into the E, find my attribute, and just put it in there. Fonts, Arial, we have preloaded fonts. We can do whatever we want with that. But if you did it right, you should see your gem counter, and should see your gem counter go up. All right, so what I want you guys to make sure is happening is if you look at mine, I just go through, and you see it counts up, boop, 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 at 3. So once we have that actor, what we're going to go ahead and do is he's just going to exist. He doesn't do anything. But we're going to spawn him when we hit a certain number of gems. So what we're going to do is, under game functions, I'll go in, and I'm going to make a rule, all right, that says, well, first off, what are we checking? A what? Gem counter is a, what was that? An attribute. Gem counter is an attribute. So we want it to be attribute when gem counter is, let's say, greater than or equal to 3. We're going to spawn an actor. Level exit. Now, here's the important part, okay? So by default, level exit will appear in the center of whatever actor you spawn actor in. So do we want this to appear in the middle of game functions? And no, we don't. So check this out. If I go to relative to and change it to scene, I can now do X and Y coordinates. So what we're working with is we're working with iPhone 5, and you can Google all of this for like screen sizes and stuff, but the iPhone 5 is, the width is 568 by 320. So the way this works is, with these coordinate systems, is, let's do blue. I'm feeling blue. If this is the screen, right? Everybody sees this? 0 0, and then this would be like 320, and this would be 568. All right? So when we add numbers, it goes like that. Does that make sense? Cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to push it over and up. So I'll do it maybe, I guess 400 by 250. And we'll see if that works. So what'll happen is we should be able to collect our gems, and boop, our level exit will come up. And just for fun, on the if we go into level exit, let's just throw a little behavior in there called rotate. So it'll spin. So now when we pick it up, I just left it loose. Boop. Looks all spinny and nice.